You ever notice that the people that know the least have the strongest opinions? Well, they're showing us again over Venezuela.
What should we do?
Unc will help us.
Welcome back to the Unc Podcast. I'm Unc, this is Cam, and we got a lot to get into today. Yo, so what's going on with these people right now, man? I'm not talking about the Venezuelans. They happy as shit. They partying in the streets. What's up with the people over here that's crying about it? Because here's the part that I don't understand. Here's where I'm confused. It's the people that's supposed to be the ones that are supporting them are the ones that are angry. And the people that are supposedly racist are the ones that are happy for them. So that's the part I don't get.
As you clearly can see, they had a video of people in Manhattan at a sign that said free Maduro, right? It looked like a brand new sign that said free Maduro, right?
That's the people I'm talking about.
Then you had a dude that was from Venezuela that was saying he's a dictator, and they were arguing with each other. And this dude was happy. He's from Venezuela and happy that he's locked up, and this guy is here from America, Maduro. And I'm like, wait, I don't understand. Like, what did Maduro do for you? Why are you saying free Maduro? I don't comprehend this. I can't understand what these guys, what they really have in their minds as far as where do they see that this makes logic? Where is this logic?
And how do they feel so strongly about it? When was the last time you had such a strong opinion on something that you knew nothing about?
You're not from there, but yet you're telling me that you have the strongest opinion on what's going on in a place that you're not from. At the same
Strong
time,
enough that they're going to try to shut down the people that are from there. It's one thing they're going to argue with me or you, but they over here trying to tell the people from Venezuela they're not supposed to be happy right now.
As though there's two things. One, he was the warrant was under the Biden administration. That's number one. Number two, that wasn't just a warrant. So why are they angry? What can make them angry to where they feel as though that makes sense? It don't make any sense at all. It doesn't make any sense at all for them to be so angry with such strong feelings about this type of situation. Or is it just a Trump derangement syndrome again? Or are we back to Trump derangement syndrome?
See, it could be that. I mean, I'm sure that has something to do with it. But the other thing is what I'm noticing, and I hate to accuse people of stuff like this because I see how they sound when they're accusing our side of things that are unfounded. And at the risk of sounding like that, it seems like they think whatever they're told to think. It's almost like they wait for MSNBC to tell them how to feel about something.
Right. You see, the funny thing is that what we're having right now is a thing where the internet can't be erased, and people can't go back on what they did and seen and what their feelings were at a particular time and moment and place. Because now, the problem is that they're gonna have AI come and try to whitewash all of those videos. That's gonna be a problem eventually one day.
Yes.
That's gonna be mark my words. That's gonna be a problem one day. That AI and bots will take over the internet, and there'll be more AI and bots on any particular page, platform, and there'll be more bots and AI analysis and video of situation than regular people eventually watch.
If you think about it, though, it's already a problem without it being there, just because everybody understands the quality of AI. Everybody knows that any video they're watching could possibly be AI. And it makes you think every time you watch something now. It used to be you watch somebody say something on video and you could automatically formulate opinion. You can't do that anymore.
You have to now listen to what they say and go back now to your research and then follow up with what they're saying. It's the only way to figure it out. People not even understand the 5D chess that's going on with Venezuela. Venezuela was not about us just grabbing the oil. Venezuela was more about us taking or denying China and Russia the oil. That's what it was more about. It's more about denying them the oil.
And you know what? I don't even think it was really about the oil like that. It's the simple fact that it was over what it was over. If it was about the oil, they would have just came out and said that, Trump, he's not afraid. He don't bite his tongue. He'll say what he's thinking. I think it's just the simple fact they went in there for what they went in there for. And then You gonna leave the oil behind? It's like,
No.
that'd be dumb.
But what's going on is this: China was there with their representatives talking to Maduro the morning of the raid.
Oh.
They were making deals, back deals. They were getting the oil. He was trading oil for yen, and he was trading oil in rubles. And this is about the petrodollar and about securing the hemisphere and about not getting the Chinese and the Russians out of our hemisphere. That's what this is about. The oil is a bonus, and then fixing up their country is a.
But let me add to that though. Let me add to that. You got to think about it like this too. On a more immediate front, all of that makes sense too. I didn't even think about that, and I didn't even know about that. But I mean, realistically too, Trump's whole position is stopping illegal immigration. That's a big part of what he ran on. That's a big part of what he's trying to do, build the wall, the poor people and all of that. If you could clean up this country that people are fleeing from, that right there would cut down on the incentive for them to even come over here. So, I mean, that has to have a big part of it too.
The important part of it. The more important part of it is Maduro getting him out of power, one, because he was never a legitimate leader anyway. One, election, Dominion voting machine. So that's why the lady had won the Nobel Peace Prize, because she was the legitimate actual leader, winner of the election. So because she won the election now, that's why they gave her the Nobel Peace Prize, because of the way she reacted to the way he stole the election after he messed with the machine. So because of the Dominion voting machine, he's able to mess with the machines and go in the back.
They had the Dominion machines there too? Yes. Yes, I don't know none of that.
All right, so now you gotta let me talk. Then you gotta listen now. All right.
No, of course, but I'm saying, like, obviously, if I got a question about something right there, I want to ask you before we move on to the next topic. But I'm not gonna. Anything I'm gonna interrupt you for right now is just a clarification of something that you're saying in the moment. Other than that, you got the floor.
China sent technology to Venezuela for the Dominion voting machine for Maduro and for Chavez. That's how Chavez won the election. The Dominion voting machines was tested and tried in Venezuela. Now, China gave the Venezuelan government, or the people in power, the ability to get to the back door. So now, once they got the ability to get to the back door, they learned techniques of how to manipulate the system and the program itself, right? With the program being able to be manipulated now, right? And isn't it funny when people driving and they you listen to them and some guy come out with hardcore and listen to some old singing shit? You're like, what the fuck? Anyway, he's bad gangster. Like this guy is crazy. Anyway, so now when China had sent the machines over, Venezuelans perfected the manipulation of the program. Once that was in place and perfected, the Venezuelans taught other countries how to do it. And Dominion sent these voting machines to 170 something countries around the world, including America. And you can go back and go ask AI, right? And this is the two things that the audience needs to ask AI when you're listening to us now. Everything I say, I'm telling you right now. You can Google, you can go up ChatGPT, and you can get something out of it, right? Now listen to this now, right? Look up Hugo Chavez admits that he got one memo from Biden saying to release all his prisoners and his mental facilities and to let them come up. Right?
You said Chavez. You're talking about Maduro.
Chavez with the voting machines from the beginning. He started it with the voting machines. When Maduro
but just
got
now,
that
last thing you said. The last thing you said, I just wanted to clear it up because you said Chavez, but I thought you were talking Maduro at the end with Biden and everything.
So now, I was just moving along. The administration in Venezuela is Maduro. Maduro does the same thing. He's playing with the election, and that's what happened when he took the election over from this lady. And that's what this lady ended up getting Nobel Peace Prize for, because of her reaction, the positive way she reacted, and how she tried to bring the country together. Blah, 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 blah. All right, now, moving right along. That's just one strike, right? Strike two is Biden sent a memo to Maduro and to send up the migrants or to release certain. This is what they basically sent him a memo of the plan. This is what we need you to do, and this is what we will do. We will allow you to send up your drugs, and you have to release your prisoners, release your mental facilities, and send them up. Now, here's another thing. The other thing in the plan was also the Dominion voting machine. That's the 2020 election. You understand this now? Now, what happened was Maduro went public during the election, or during the election cycle, and when Trump was saying it, He's like, oh, look at Venezuela. Venezuela was sending their migrants. He was telling it at the rally. But he was saying Venezuela was sending out their migrants from their prisons and their mental facilities. This is what Trump was saying at the rally, right? Now Maduro responded to him and said, no, we only did what your country, country asked us to do. The CIA told us to release MPR prisons and mental facilities. They sent me a memo. I got all the memos from Biden. That was public. That was in the news. All right, now moving right along now. The Dominion voting machine, their program is manipulated by the Venezuelans. So the Venezuelans are the ones who are manipulating the Dominion voting machine and know how to get the program manipulated in a certain manner, right? Okay, that's how the Democrats are doing it in America now. The same exact shit. Where they're saying that all the votes are for Biden, and it's not a.
That's the first I ever heard of it. Is when they got busted with that shit here. Dominion.
All right, here's another one now. Right, here's another one now. Right, that's gonna fuck your head up. Chavez wanted to speak to Trump in the first administration. I mean, not Chavez. I'm sorry, Maduro. Maduro wanted to speak to Trump in the first administration. Teo and what the fuck, the Monopoly guy, John Bolton.
Oh man, I'm definitely throwing a picture of him on screen.
John Bolton and Mike Pompeo both blocked Maduro from getting a direct call to Trump. And Maduro wanted to talk peace. He wanted to talk about the Dominion voting machine. He even said it himself that he will talk and give everybody up.
So they never. So they kept it from Trump. Trump never knew he even wanted to meet with them.
Trump didn't know he wanted to call. He would call and speak to him, but they wouldn't let the phone call go through. They were the mediaries. So they got to call them, and then they call Trump, and then, you know what I'm saying?
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. They was holding back the information, so he never found out the dude even wanted to talk.
He knew the dude wanted to talk. That's why. Why do you think that they were talking on the rhetoric just now in the public, in the media? It's like, yo, I've been talking to you for a while, and you acting up like it. I don't understand this.
Oh,
Trump
this is all starting to make sense, though.
Trump knows that he knows about the voting machine, and that's why they snatched him.
What you mean? Right now?
Yeah, that's why they snatched him. They snatched up Maduro. Because of the Dominion
because he said
machine.
he knows about because he was gonna snitch on the voting machines.
Oh yeah, he said that shit last year. Go look it up in the media. It's there. It's out in the public.
Yeah, but why would Trump snatch him up for that?
What do you mean? It's 2020 election.
Oh, got you. I thought you meant because he was gonna snitch on what's the company's name? Dominion.
Yeah, and your voting machine. Yes, that's exactly what's gonna happen. That's what's going on.
But that's what I'm saying. But wouldn't Trump want that information to come out?
What do you mean? That's what I'm talking about. That's the what are you talking about, man? You all right, man?
So you got me thinking that you saying right now that they basically set this man up because he was gonna snitch on Dominion. That's what I'm getting from you right now.
Who set who up? What are you talking about? They snatched him so he could tell.
Oh, got you. Okay, so they're trying to protect him then.
Protect what? What are you? Yo, you were like not even in the conversation. Snatched him so he could tell on the Dominion voting machine. That's number one. Number two, his nephew was already caught up selling drugs. So this is what happened. All right, Biden caught his nephews in Haiti selling drug trafficking. He released them at the end of last year on a pardon, but they pled guilty. You understand? They pled guilty. They didn't fight the case. They pled guilty. So now what happens now is this. Let's comprehend the back and forth. Maduro couldn't get in contact with Trump, and Trump won. 2020, Biden wins the election because of the Dominion voting machine. Nephews get caught up by Biden, and Biden fucking locks them up and puts them in jail. They plead guilty. Maduro has the rhetoric. Yo, I tell him the Dominion voting machine. You know what I'm saying? He's pushing it out there that tell Trump that, yo, your country told me to send the migrants up. Then all of a sudden, boom, his nephews get released. Now he's talking tough to Trump. You paying attention yet?
That's what I'm saying to you. So that's why it didn't make no sense to me talking about my paying attention. The problem is that I'm paying attention, and this shit didn't make no sense. It's like he about to come out with this information, so now Trump want to go snatch him up before he could come out with the information. Like, that's what I don't understand. If you're saying that's the reason.
Who told you he was coming out with the information? That was when
my dumb ass is following you. That's why I'm lost.
This is on recording, so just know that you're gonna twist it and say, oh shit, I was bugging. Yeah, you were bugging. The people in the comments are like, yo, what is he talking about? He's not following with.
Nah, the people in the comments can't hear you because of your raggedy ass microphone either, so they right along with me.
So you just can't comprehend and follow behind. Like, but he's not even know about the Dominion voting machine is crazy in itself. You know what I'm saying? That's mainstream media. That's everything
So
out
now
there.
hold on. So now that leads me to my next question now, right? What you think about this? Tell me if I'm crazy. But I heard somebody, huh?
Let
I
me
ain't hear you.
finish. So now, let me finish. I have to make sure you comprehend before I move on. So now you have
Motherfucker, just
to
finish
also,
that.
how can I do that if you can't comprehend certain sense? That's
I
simple. Like,
thought you was done talking. Go ahead, finish.
you stopped me and then you started asking questions. I'm like, let me make this guy understand first, since he can't comprehend that timeline. The
All right,
timeline
go
is very
ahead, man. Go
simple.
ahead. Go ahead.
2024,
Go ahead.
last year, his nephew was locked up. His nephew got pardoned at the end of last year. That's during the election cycle. That's because of the Dominion vote. When he came out and started speaking crazy, that's when the Biden pardoned him during the election cycle. That's when Trump was like, "Yo, look what's going on in Venezuela. This has been going on." Then they put a bounty on his head. That's the Biden administration did that. So after he started talking crazy, they put a bounty on his head, and the bounty is 25 million on Maduro. And then they pardoned his son so that he can stop talking about Dominion. You understand what's going on now? All right,
Yeah.
now come to Trump now. Now fast forward down to Trump. Trump comes in. Trump starts the negotiation with him. He starts speaking with him. But guess what? He comes to find out, like, wait a minute, you're selling fucking oil to fucking Russia and China? I don't understand this. We already know you're selling bricks, and we're not even interfering with your operation. So what's going on? All right, matter of fact, we're gonna interfere with every one of your operation. Every one of these boats that come out of your country, we're gonna destroy them. I don't care who boat it is. Boom, the drug trafficker boat, boom, boom, boom. That's what you start seeing is getting hit now. That's what's going on right here recently. Now you see now they snatch his ass up. Why? Because Trump is like, wait a minute. They already had the plan on how to get him from Biden administration. They just didn't get the green light. And everybody's gonna be like, yeah, Trump, yes, Mr. Trump. And Trump's gonna be like, well, why the hell did we get this guy? He's selling oil, right? Then he started talking crazy. That's this whole week you see of him and the back and forth talking because they already had the plan. So now Trump is reaching out to see if he can negotiate before he gives the green light for the plan. And then once he realized that this guy's unagreeable and he cannot negotiate with him, that's when he said, you know what, green light. So send them boys. Tell Hefsek to send them boys. And that's what happened. They already had the plan. The plan was in place from the Biden administration. That's why
Yeah.
the Biden administration put a $25 million bounty on his head. That's the whole point of the bounty. They just didn't push the green light because he started talking reckless. Like, yo, you guys try to come get me, I'm going to tell. You guys set me up.
Got you.
You understand?
Now it really makes sense. So yeah, okay. So
So
that's why they were letting him rock
that's
because he was gonna throw them under the bus. Got you. Oh wow.
why
That's
so him
crazy.
and
You hear that?
it made more sense to just grab him up, let him face the federal charges he's already indicted for anyway, and
Uh-huh.
let him go and show him that look, this is what America got going on. Now this is what Trump did that people don't know. When they flew into Westchester County, right? Now Trump made sure that he had the helicopters fly all the way down the whole Manhattan and over the Statue of Liberty to Brooklyn. That's the thing that's in the news too. Trump did that on purpose. Trump himself made sure that happened. That was their route to go over the Statue of Liberty so Maduro could see the Statue of Liberty. That's crazy.
Yeah.
This is a thing that was planned 6, 7, 8 months ago. It's just that he just finally gave the green light to it because he started selling the oil to the Chinese. And as you see, that morning, guess who was there talking to him about trying to negotiate? The Chinese. And now this all comes into play of the AI. This all comes into play to Taiwan. This all comes into play to Ukraine because that's where they was getting their oil from. Russia and China was getting their oil from Venezuela and Iran. You see what's going on here? This is 3D chess
Yeah.
right here going on. This is hemispheric warfare. Now we're already in economic warfare with China. So now the hemispheric warfare, right, that we're going on is getting them out of our hemisphere. We're already in their hemisphere and they're already okay with us being where we're at in the hemisphere. And we're not opening
Uh-huh.
up any more. So we're okay. Stalemate. Now the economic war is going to be the AI war and the chips, the semiconductors. Well, guess what? You need energy to make and to mine, to build, and to ship out semiconductors. Where you get the energy from? Venezuelan oil. Now Venezuelan oil, they already had contracts with U.S. gas companies or oil companies, and they already built infrastructure. The infrastructure that's in Venezuela is built by the
Yeah.
U.S.
Exactly.
All
That
right,
been
and
there
then
before.
all right, so that's already owned by somebody, and then they took it over. All right, and then they let
Uh-huh.
it and made it get decrepit. When it got decrepit, now that's the problem. You understand? That's why we need to go in there with our companies to go fix it.
Uh-huh.
Other than
Exactly.
that, we would have
Exactly.
just took them out of power now we have to go fix him because he fucked the shit up. He was
So
keeping it decrepit.
yeah, exactly.
Because
Or just not maintaining it.
right, well, yeah, well, I'm not going to maintain it because I'm selling it to people you don't want me to sell it to. So I can't maintain it the way you want it to maintain because your money's maintaining it.
Mm-hmm.
Your money, your expertise, your employees come down and maintain it. You understand?
Facts.
He's not a fucking business. You know what I'm
So
saying?
listen to this. I heard I was listening to I wanted to hear the other side of the argument. I already know what my side of the argument is. My side of the argument is just pure common sense. Like on its face, what you look at, what makes sense. But I want to hear the people that are complaining about that shit. You know, what they got to say. And I heard this one dude with a straight face complaining because even though there was a warrant and even though all of this was a head of state and it's against international law to arrest the head of state. He said just because the UN and all the cool countries said that he wasn't legitimate. So basically, you know what I mean? He's complaining that because the UN and all these other countries deemed him illegitimate, you know, that doesn't change the fact that he's a head of state. How much you want to bet that same dude would be throwing a party if the UN said that Trump wasn't legitimate and they came in and locked his ass up?
On the View, Whoopi Goldberg tried to say what she wanted to say, and even Navarro, she had no choice but to defend it. She said, Whoopi Goldberg said, for this. And then Navarro said, well, I'm from Miami, and I know Venezuelans, and the Venezuelans in Miami are celebrating. All the Venezuelans, everybody that's Venezuelan is celebrating because they know what was going on. First of all, did we forget that they were eating things at the zoo? We forgot about this already?
I didn't hear that last thing you said.
If everything was so good, you forget that they were eating animals out of the zoo?
Oh, fuck yeah. Yeah, dead ass. And what's it called? Remember, at one point, it's like all the rich people just dipped. All the rich people just left, where they couldn't even get toilet paper. Did how much money they had, they couldn't get nothing. I remember seeing a story. I remember seeing a story. This dude ambushed a cop so that he could get his gun and go hunt down some food, bro.
Motorcycle cop. He waved him down, and he came close. He was wrestling with him. I seen that video.
Imagine how desperate you gotta be to go hunt down a cop to get his weapon so you can hunt down food.
This is what goes on under socialism and communism. So these people want that to happen. This is why we have guns in America. So that when these idiots do this shit, or the Islamists do this shit, and they go fucking sit there with their radical asses, you can go shoot their radical asses. As soon as they try to perform all that nonsense. You see, during the fucking shit, Biden allowed almost over 100,000 Chinese working class men. These men are soldier age. Watch what's going on right now. America's a big 007 movie right now is America. A bunch of fucking other countries' intelligence agencies and other countries' militaries are in our country right now as we speak.
Yeah. Military age men coming over here from other countries. Like it's no, and then all the people, the idiots that fight for it, that try to defend it. Oh, you know, there's women and kids. Nah, that's not who we talking about.
The women and kids are paid to come by the NGOs. And the NGOs are getting money from the Democrats. That's what the Doge was about. Everything comes full circle.
And that's why they're so mad right now. You know what? We should be mad too. Hold on a second. Hear me out. I think I'm gonna be Free Maduro, Team Free Maduro, right? So check this out. A one-party system. No, but feel me on this. I got a good argument for this. Hold on, hear this. Right? So a one-party system is dangerous. Two-party system is bad enough, but a one-party system is dangerous, right? And now the Democrats, they wouldn't ever be able to win any election if it wasn't for voter fraud. Like, that's kind of like just expected, you know? So if these Venezuelans don't come over here and they stay in Venezuela, that's a lot of votes that the Democrats are going to be missing out on, and it might just turn into a one-party system and we'll all be fucked.
I mean, that's 8 million people left that country. Think about that. A country of 30 million. That's another argument I had yesterday, right? And it's funny, too, because he sat there and really had an argument with me like as though what he was saying made sense. I'm telling him, Venezuela has 30 million. He going to tell me that
20% of them left. 20% left.
It's not major. That's not a significant breakdown and failure in society.
Bro, you know how
or
many of them live
leadership.
right next door in Colombia? You know how many, bro, and you know how many
That's
live
a
in
lot of
Colombia? Right next door. It's not like they even went far. You know what I mean? And the Colombians hate them. Colombians want them all out of the country.
Look at Mexico. Mexico, the same shit.
Yeah, it's like, it's crazy. Like over there, they legit got a hatred for these people. You know what I mean? It's like they don't, only it seems to me, that only Americans get held responsible for wanting to keep people out of their country. So it's like all these other places that are just,
Worse laws against immigration.
huh?
Most countries have worse laws against immigration. I said most countries have worse laws against
Oh, hell yeah. No, but I'm talking about as far as like, cancel culture is concerned, how if you speak out in any way, shape, or form against illegal immigration, it's like you're a piece of shit. I don't think it's like that other places. I think they can speak out all they want against, immigrants, legal or illegal. Don't matter. No one's gonna say nothing to them. Yeah, I heard you. Oh,
So you
exactly.
can't come into our country.
Hell no. Even someone from here, even coming from the U.S., you can't just go stay in Mexico.
Going to China neither. You can't just be like, oh, I'm strange, I live in China now. No, they're gonna kick you out the country.
Oh, China, hell no. Hell no.
Yeah, you can't stay there.
Yeah, so now the protests are wild though. It's like it's one thing for people to be talking shit on the internet, but these idiots that don't know what the fuck they're talking about, because if they did, they wouldn't be mad, are so mad that they legit taken to the streets. That's not crazy.
How about they take it to the streets how about they take it to the streets and they look like fucking paid protesters?
Yeah, but I'm sure there are some paid protesters. There always are.
These are not Venezuelans from Venezuela.
Huh?
These are not Venezuelans from Venezuela that are protesting.
Oh, so these people that are protesting are claiming to be Venezuelan against
No,
what happened?
Who are protesting?
Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. So I'm sure there's some paid protesters, but that at least one of the people out there protesting is legit and really like feel some type of way, and that's why they out there, but has no clue what they feel some type of way about.
Okay. I'm about to say exactly.
It's ridiculous. It's like, so that was my whole point to make to begin with. Pay protesters aside, the people that are out there for their own, on their own free will. Imagine being so mad at something that you felt the need to go take it to the streets and protest over it. But just the fact that you're mad about it lets everybody know that you don't have a clue what you're talking about. Like, could you imagine that? Like, I couldn't imagine being that dude. There's one thing to be wrong. It's one thing when, exactly. It's like these, so the only people right now that I would give any kind of credit to for being mad at what happened, mad at Maduro being locked up, are people that legit hate the Venezuelan people and want to see them suffer. And they're not happy that something good happened to these people. Huh?
Legitimately want something. Who legitimately would want them to suffer?
Who's legitimately what?
Who would legitimately want them to just suffer? Like who just hates the people of Venezuela?
Oh yeah. No. But what I'm saying to you is, if there was somebody out there that was some sick fuck that just felt like that, and he was against Trump capturing Maduro, I could see that. That makes sense to me. These people are happy, and it's pissing you off. So I totally understand why you wouldn't, want Maduro to be captured. I get that. If you hate these people and you just want them to be miserable, and it's pissing you off that something good happened to them, then yeah, okay, hate on Trump for capturing Maduro. But I can't think of any other logical reason to. Everybody else should be like, yeah, you know what? I hate the orange man, but he did something good this time.
They support you going to go get any other drug dealer.
It's like, that's the other thing too, right? I know this is a little off topic, but nah. But why are those? But think about it like this. Though. Why is it the people that are anti-police and think the criminal justice system should be reformed, and don't want anybody to have to sit in jail? Why are those the same people that call the cops on people for everything?
Yeah, that's the mental health right there.
Yeah, it's like your first reaction if you don't like what someone's saying to you is, I'm going to call the police. But you hate them.
What it is their whole thing is a control thing. They really just want control and power. So really,
Uh-huh.
they don't care about how they implement it. And then the police are just forced to implement their power and their control. That's all. They don't care
That
whoever implements it for them. They want to
that makes
implement their
sense.
power and control.
And then and then it probably makes him even feel more powerful that the police are doing what they told him to do. So right now we have a subscriber that lives in Venezuela, and he was telling me that the people are all happy, they're all grateful. The only thing is, and this was as of yesterday, so I don't know if anything changed since then, but it was tough for people to find food because all the supermarkets were closed, and obviously that's because they were all under this guy's control. So now once he was captured, it was like nobody knew how to function.
You mean the reason why people were starving in the first place?
Exactly. But nothing was
You
open.
mean the same? Hold on, you mean the same thing that these people, the same they've been protesting for how many years about animal rights, human rights, and all this other stuff, the global warming, and yeah, well, that part, right?
Yo, man. Yo, imagine having your life so good that you have to keep coming up with a new thing to bitch about.
Imagine one incident. You have everything that they can bitch about in one incident, and they still mad. So you got animal rights. The zoos was fucked up. People was eating the animals in the zoo. You got human rights. You fucking had people had to leave the country. That's how fucked up the country was. Like what? Now you have fucking the climate change. He's selling the oil for cheap and fucking up the refineries and have the refineries all messed up, and now you're gonna have a fucking a catastrophe. All
If
of
I
your
had
fucking problems are all in one situation, and we just fixed it for you.
if I
Welcome
had to
to the
guess, it would have to be a split between not being able to admit that Trump did something good and not being able to admit that communism failed. I feel like it's a combination of those things that's plaguing these people right now. Can't give this man credit, and we can't say communism's bad. So what do we do?
You say cancer. Oh my God, who told him that cancer was a bad thing? Like it's our bodies. You don't have to. We have our own rights to our own bodies. How dare he take something out of our bodies?
Another whole crazy argument too. It's like you would have never in a million years convinced me that you wouldn't be able to convince somebody that stopping a heart that's not their own is murder. It's like, it's like, how is that even I don't get it. It doesn't make sense to me that that's even something people have to argue. There's a heart beating. You stop that heart from beating.
The people who are against the death penalty but are for abortion.
Yeah. It's like, we're all for unaliving people as long as they're innocent.
But how you for abortion if you're against it?
What?
You be for abortion if you're against the death penalty.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They don't mind the idea of taking a life as long as it's an innocent life. That's the only thing that matters. And you know what? That sounds like a wild, sick joke exaggeration, but I feel like the slippery slope led there. See, it used to be that people that lived an unsavory lifestyle used to get ridiculed, used to get shunned. Society didn't fuck with them, And then now somebody had the bright idea to, come on, don't be mean to them, accept them. So we accepted them. And then now don't outshine them. It's hurtful. So people didn't outshine them. And then now it's like Land of the Misfits. Like the more wrong you can be by like traditional standards and people's collective agreement, the more you deserve to be highlighted. And it's like it's bugged out. It's like the more
normal, and the outrageous is now fucking considered fucking
And then the celebrities don't help the situation either because they're all bugged out and people look up to them. They're all high on drugs, taking that Ozempic shit.
Only some of them are kooks and actually believe it. They're paid.
Oh, of course. They're whores. They'll say anything for $1. But what I'm saying is it's the people idolizing them that's the problem.
Look it up. Operation Mockingbird and Operation Mockingbird public
Yeah, no, I understand all of that. I know what Operation Mockingbird is. What I'm saying is, it's the people trying to
I'm trying to talk to
mimic.
the audience. The audience.
Yeah, you know, people. If people would just, well, if a frog had wings, it wouldn't bump its ass when it hops. But if people would just stop idolizing these people, you see it change overnight. But then again, maybe not, because with the social media, you got people now idolizing themselves. Everybody don't even give a fuck about celebrities anymore. They are the celebrity. They are on their TikTok and on their Instagram trying to get followers.
I mean, you can't fight the media. The media is pushing an agenda on purpose. These things are planned and plotted out. This is not a random event, a random fucking influencers or random people that are popular all of a sudden. It's not random. These people are placed there on purpose. They're agents of provocateurs.
Yeah, I can see that. I can definitely see that. And it makes sense too, because just like we talked about in the previous episode, how all the talking points go out and everybody's saying the same exact thing. They're using the same exact words, not just the same catchphrases, but word for word, exactly the same thing. So it's like anybody that's anti-Maduro capture right now, pay close attention, people. Pay close attention to the way they're wording what they're saying, and tell me they don't all match.
The whole segment where it's the same exact segment on different channels.
Yep.
Same exact segment. Read by men, women, doesn't matter. It's the same exact fucking 15, 20 words. Same exact statements. Same exact opinions. Same exact viewpoints. No
in
one
that
is
last video, not the last one, but like 2 videos ago when you talked about that in the editing, I took a clip of all the news organizations doing that, and I threw it in there right after what you said, just to show people.
It starts to get tiring trying to tell people and explain to people these things because people don't want to hear it. All people are going to do is they're going to sit down and they're going to be like, oh, you guys are crazy, you guys are nuts, you guys support this, that, and third, blah, 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 blah. But they will never do their research. And for those that do their research, they're going to come back to the next episode, and what they're going to do is they're going to start learning more and more from this podcast. And they're going to start realizing that we are the podcast that talk about the truth, about what's going on in the world. Everybody else is going to smooth it over and tell you what is popular to say. I don't care about being a taboo. I don't care about saying things that are unpopular. Why? Because I know that what I'm saying, you can go look it up, and I guarantee you it's true. I guarantee it.
And let me tell you something. I'm gonna put out my thoughts now for the future of Venezuela. My prediction is that everything's gonna go well for these people. They're all gonna be happy. They're all gonna be eating and prosperous, and they're gonna be living good lives, and they're all gonna be grateful to the United States. And the people that are upset about what happened right now, at the point where they should be like, you know what, maybe you guys are right, they're gonna double down and be even more angry, because the thought of admitting that they were wrong, taking accountability, it just doesn't exist. So now my prediction is they're gonna be even more angry when this works.
Here's my prediction. They're gonna try to kill the vice president of Venezuela. They're going to try to kill the opposition leader of Venezuela. The cartels are going to try to take over the country. What you're going to have is in the Communist Party. Well, actually, 3 different factions fighting. Sorry. Well, actually, 5 or 6. You're going to have Russia, the United States. You're going to have China. You're going to have the actual Venezuelan government itself. You're going to have the cartels, and you're going to have the communist movement within inside of Venezuela, which is what's going on right now. For reports on the streets right now, as of right now, there's communists that are taking over parts of Caracas, driving around in vans with weapons out. There's a group of armed men that are communists, a group of armed men that are cartels, and they're fighting with the government and with the police department.
So we don't have troops over there right now?
Well, you don't have troops on the ground? No. We just went to go grab them, and that's it.
Oh, so that whole team is gone?
It was just that was the unit. That was Delta Force.
Because Buddy was telling me, because Buddy was telling me though, dude, the kid that's over there, he was telling me that right now, the United, or as of yesterday, the U.S. is running everything over there for them, until they get back on their feet. So I was assuming there was at least some kind of security in place.
News information to me. I mean, they said that was going to. They said, well, all right. So friendly.
So that's the lady. I'm not familiar with their politicians. That's the lady you were talking about earlier that got the Nobel Peace Prize. All right. So they do this just like we do, where they have a running mate. It's not like the whoever loses becomes vice president, no shit like that. It just so happens that he has a female.
Maduro's vice president.
Oh, okay.
She's going to take over the government right now. Well, she's already did anyway.
And now
she's strong enough with her back.
What did his wife have to do with this?
Look, what do you mean? Her nephews got caught up in it's her nephews that got caught, not his nephews. Her nephews got caught in Haiti by the Biden administration.
Oh, okay. I thought that was his family. So she was okay, huh?
If I believe it correctly, I believe it's her sister.
All right. So now that makes more sense too. I thought she got caught up just for being there.
Always remember too. They like very important to remember that.
That's true. And
his wife's family is the drug dealers.
So she's the plug. So she's how he got on. I wonder if they met because they're in the same industry, or if she put him on,
or maybe he put her family on, and those are his workers directly. That's why he get caught up in the whole drug trafficking, because he has his own pipeline too. You think about this, right? The cartels is bringing things through, right? It's grown in Colombia. It's only transported through Venezuela, but Venezuela is allowing them to use military equipment to do the transporting. So it's protected because it's on a military base. It's protected because the military. Remember, Venezuela got real military. They don't got the bullshit military. Venezuela got Su-35. That's the newest Russian. That's the newest Russian fighter jet. They have F-16.
Yeah, I don't know about what they got.
They have.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
No.
I'm telling you.
I'm not saying you're wrong. What I'm saying is, I know they got a strong military, but all the rest of that is news to me. I didn't know, they had all that shit.
So what I'm saying is that they have at least 100 million in fucking just planes alone, and that's just a few planes. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? They have a significant military force. Now, for the cartels to have the military to back them to do these type of things, you got to understand what that significance that is in the country that's as big as Venezuela is. You know what I'm saying? Especially considering that they're right there at the gap, but the Darien Gap ends in Venezuela. So
it ends in Colombia.
That to get to
Venezuela is a little bit east.
Venezuela, sure about that one? I don't know. You gotta look that up again.
Nah, the only reason I know that is because I was trying to figure out if I could get my bike there, and that's where you stuck, huh?
Venezuela is a strategic placement as far as where in South America they're at, because of how much coastline they have, and actually what their coastline, which is Trinidad, them, and all that oil. That's why Trinidad is so rich, because Trinidad has the oil as well. It's actually in the ocean, a lot of their oil. But they also have a lot of gold and also lithium. These people were at the head of the country, but their focus was just selling the oil and moving their cocaine, because all the cartels are bringing the cocaine through their country, because they have the sea. They have boats. They have a good ocean going. What do you call them? Fleet. They have a good ocean going fleet. So from Venezuela, you have all the rivers that go all the way into Colombia and into the Amazon. You see what I'm saying? And that's why Venezuela is very important, because the rivers go from Venezuela all the way out to the ocean. That's what I meant to say. That's what I was trying to get at. That was fucking had me lost for a second. I was thinking about the Darien Gap. So anyway, what it is that those rivers that come out all the way out from Venezuela, from inside the Amazon, is how these submarines, the semi-submersibles, are able to travel through. And then once they get out from Venezuela, they go right out to the Caribbean, and they just follow the island chain. You know what I'm saying? So they stay close to the islands, and they don't go out into the open ocean. They just follow the island chains and smoothly run through the little depths of to get to America. So that's why they ended up getting so in with the cartels, because they have all of these resources and the infrastructure to do a lot of things, but they weren't doing it in a proper manner, like Mexico. Mexico, they have a very strong military. The U.S. backs them a lot too, and subsidizes a lot of their shit too. Like Egypt, the U.S. backs them and subsidizes a lot of the shit. America gives Egypt $1 billion a year just because, in cash.
What the?
$1 billion to Egypt.
Yo,
all right, so
what the? I don't understand. I don't understand how somebody in a country in debt is giving money to other countries though. Like, how am I saying how we borrow money to give to people?
All right, so I don't want to get all exactly. That's a big rabbit hole too to get into, and for me to go into all of that. But that shit is like, it's like you gotta understand that they move money around in a different manner. You talk about flipping money every day, and it's just about actually like what the money's going towards. If they were to take all the money for 1 year and just give it towards a debt, you probably pay the debt, but you have to pay other things as well. You know what I'm saying? It's an operating business. It's a corporation. Every day is a movement. Every day is an expense, and every day is also an income coming.
No, I
So you
get
can only
that.
give them certain.
I get all that. I'm saying is that any kind of aid that we give into other countries, right? The way I see it, as long as we have a debt, if we're giving away to these people any amount that's less than what our debt is, legit, we're giving away borrowed money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
but you
that's
understand this. We're second interest. So you're spending money to make. Like even with Israel buys a lot of the stuff that they give them. They don't give it to them. Just give it to them. They buy that. They're using their money to buy it. Saudi Arabia buys equipment. Qatar buys equipment. These places buy equipment from us because we have the best. It's the same thing what the Russians do. We build a car, and let's say like we're BMW. Instead, well, we have the M series of everything, and we give them the regular series. That's all. That's all that's going on. You see what I'm saying?
it do be funny how they got different cars in different countries, like different manufacturers. Same with motorcycles too. Different manufacturers make things and only sell them in certain countries. Like here, you can't get a Yamaha R15, but in a bunch of other places you can. And then in a bunch of other places you can't get the Honda Ground, but here you can. You know, and that's just like two examples. You know, but there's
About
many
the
cars.
market.
Like when I was in Colombia, I saw so many cars that we don't have here. And there was a lot of cars that we don't have here that I did not see over there. Their cars are
Well, I
tiny
mean, yeah,
because they're, you
yeah.
know, I guess all the
Because
mountains
America
and
got
everything, and they're stick shift, you know, so completely
look at
different
America,
world
and,
though.
all right, so you do understand that that's why in the 50s and in the 40s and the 30s, they did that on purpose to make America different and stand out. That's why we changed to. That's why it's metric and standard. That's why it's meters and feet. That's why we drive on one side of the road. That's why we have bigger roads. It's all a purposely done thing. It's to boost America. At the end of the day, that what they did and what they were thinking and how they were thinking was the correct way to do it. What's going on now is that they're foreign influences that's changing the culture in order to make people hate you or hate itself within itself. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. No, I can totally see that. I've been
So
noticing that for a long time now.
so you got to understand why we have big trucks and when we have big trucks. There's no big SUVs in other countries like that. You guys, everything is compact. Everything else in other countries are compact because they have older history as well. In the older history, the roads and the towns and the villages are smaller. So they have to have a compact situation going on.
Mm-hmm.
America, we built this for ourselves. This is built like this on purpose. This is a purposely drawn out plan. Only like cities like New York City, DC, let's say like maybe downtown Baltimore or something like that, like Philly or something like the old city, Boston. Those are the only cities that have small roads, and San Francisco. You know what I'm saying? Everywhere, even LA is wide. It's opened out. Why? Because LA was built in the 50s.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yeah, and
everything in
any kind
America
of
is
new
new.
construction is gonna.
That's why everybody what do you call it? Yeah, Myers. That's why everybody else in the world admires
Mm-hmm.
America.
And
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
basically
Well,
we
you have
have the most new construction because this was undiscovered. A lot of this land was unoccupied even after people knew it existed. You know, it still took time for everybody to spread out west and fill in everything. So it's like most of the roads here
America
are new, and everywhere else is not like that.
in the mountain area that weren't inhabited at all.
Uh huh.
I don't care what nobody. You talking about in the mountains of Colorado and shit like that? Nobody was up there. In the certain places in the Dakotas, nobody was there.
Oh
Nobody was
yeah,
there.
yeah, wilderness.
Yeah, it's wilderness. So we're the first ones settling it. So we're putting it out and mapping it how we want it to be. And we obviously know that we have to make it bigger because we're going to expand eventually. But back in the days, they didn't think of that because these are old cities, hundreds of years old. So they're not looking at expansion. They're not even thinking about expansion. So now in modern times, that's why they built smaller vehicles. Everything everything that they have is smaller in other countries. Everything.
Sad part is
Everything.
people know how to drive in other countries. People here are just idiots, man. We got these big ass trucks, these big ass roads, and people just drive like a bunch of idiots.
Actually, to the contrary, it's actually opposite when it comes to statistics. Actually, other countries drive worse than us here. We drive better than everywhere else.
Think so?
Especially India. And it's really because their roads are more dangerous.
But I'm not talking about danger factor. I'm talking about just pure stupidity. You know what I mean? In other countries, people don't be so dumb.
People live in China and India. There's a lot of population there.
I mean, that don't count. that's you know, they got a reputation, bro.
I said how I said it. A lot of people be.
I won't even drive to Chinatown, bro. You wild. Oh man.
You dudes in the truck stops washing their feet in the sink. He's like, what the fuck? I mean, I've been to all type of truck stops. I mean, like, I'm over the road. I'm over the road. So
yeah.
Bro, I've seen it all, bro. I don't know. Only them. I've seen every other person on the road, every other type of person you can think of. Only these guys washing their feet in the fucking sink. Weird shit. Like, yo, where your hygiene at, man? Like, you taking a shower at the pump? What are you doing? That's a hose for you to wash your fucking truck off. I can take a shower. What's wrong with you? Why would you even think that? Like, where did that all come in the process? Like, yeah, I'm in the shower. Like, yo, they got truck stops so you can pay the shower. They got, like, really nice showers, though. Like, it's like $14. Like, it's cheap. $20 when you're on the road, $20 to take a shower.
Yeah.
Like, yo, that shit, for real, that shit killing me, bro. The sheiks, the ones they got the shit all wrapped up in, them the worst, bro. And they be stink like, yo, worse. They like three of them in the truck.
I used to drink from the hose ass motherfuckers, man.
Bro, it's 2 seats in the bed. Where the fuck? How you got 3 people in the truck? It's 2 seats in the bed. There's not a pickup truck. Like, you know what I'm saying? The pickup truck. I understand you guys. This is 2 seats in the bed in the big semi truck. How does this work? So what y'all rotating? Who sleep in the bed? What the fuck?
Shit. Oh shit! Ass road truckers. Oh shit! All right, people. Let us know in the comments what do you think about the Venezuela situation. This ain't the end of it. We'll be back. Thanks for joining us for another episode of the Unc Podcast.